go easy on the Russell J. Gould cult followers from now on, because of the way some of them were reacting in a very triggered, very emotional, very aggressive manner because I criticized their grammar. I said I was going to go easy on them. Well, this little story I'm about to tell you, this happened before that. This actually, what you're going to witness here actually precipitated that and was the reason and the main motivation for me saying I'm going to take it easy, because of the way this individual reacted to what I did. Here's my side of the story. And by the way, I delayed the release of this video because I wanted to get what I consider to be the full story before I released it. So here it is. I mean, it may mean something, it may mean nothing. That's up to you to decide. But I just wanted to put this out there. So I'm scrolling through my Instagram on my :Jason-Matthew:glass account. And, you know, they will put suggested things up for you to look at. And I guess Instagram thinks that I want to see profiles and posts that look like this with colons and hyphens in them. So, okay, I saw this and I thought, oh, look, I see the name Commander Lace. I immediately connect this individual with Russell J. Gould. And I also see that they have lastflagstanding.com as a link on their personal profile page. That is a Russell J. Gould website. So I'm guessing it's some sort of Russell J. Gould follower, supporter, if not a cult follower. So they, of course, make all the same mistakes that all the Russell J. Gould people seem to make. And I explained that ad nauseum in another video, which this is what I posted on Instagram. I took a screenshot of this public profile. It's a public profile. All this data is available to anyone. Even if your profile is private, this part of the profile is public. And then I made a video shortly thereafter where I narrate and give closure as to why I circled these areas in red. Okay? So I provide a problem and provided a solution. It's just a basic grammar audit that I do from time to time on stuff that I come across on the internet. And it had the old Russell J. Gould cult follower flavor attached to it. The next thing I know, this individual right here is tagging me in their stories. Now, to be fair, I tagged them in the post because I thought it would be fair for them to see this, to see if they would say anything about it, if they would address it, and if so, how would they handle the criticism? Well, we're about to find out, because they began posting Instagram stories to the effect of, you don't know who you're messing with, you're trying to stir up drama, you've got 24 hours to do this and that and the third, and blah, 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 you know, things like that. Well, how did they see it? Well, it turns out that they did not see this because I tagged them in it. They saw it because someone else sent it to them, took a screenshot of it and sent it to them. So if you want to talk about stirring up SHIT, that person is definitely someone who was doing this. And I don't mind that at all. I'm open to it. That's why I put it out there, you know, to take all the stuff that comes with it. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it, which I'm not going to do anymore, unless it's directly related to Russell J. Gould. In any case, so that's how it started. So on my Instagram profile for :Jason-Matthew:glass, the only people that can comment on my posts are people who follow me. So if you click the follow button or subscribe button or whatever it is on Instagram, you will be able to comment on my post. I don't think this person understands that. That's how it works. The public cannot comment on my post, but if you follow me, you can. So there are no limit to the comments other than you have to follow me. Be a follower. And I also do not accept messages from non-followers from the public. You have to follow me in order to send me a message request, which I may or may not accept, because for the last 9 years, I have left one surefire way to contact me, and that is through jasonmatthewg17@gmail.com. Contact me there. Those are my terms and conditions as the authority of my vessel. And so I've set up my social media accounts to reflect this in most cases. And I did mention it, by the way, in several videos and posts and things like that. So unless this individual is missing a few neurons, they saw it and heard it. So as you can see right here, I screenshotted this. This was a message request. Or actually, no, this was not a message request. This was a story that they posted. They took a screenshot of this. This is what they saw from their end. And it says that I have 129 followers, 122 posts. And then you put colon space, whatever the hell that word is, coward little boy, of the, it's not correct sentence structure. It's looks like just a big pronoun to me. And it says also little B-I-T-C-A or B apostrophe TCH won't allow people to comment on his post because he's an indirect coward and he wants to start drama. Well, I just explained to you why I do that. It's also, saying I want to start drama, but look at the way they're reacting here. Is that irony? Okay, and this is a message that they supposedly sent me, which I did not see because I do not accept messages from the general public. You have to follow me in order to send a message to me for me to see it. And it says, how about instead of being a shady, slimy, slippery, useless idiot F, and be a direct man instead of a little boy? That's very ladylike language, isn't it? Anyways, why don't you give closure and do a stop and correct and explain what's wrong with my grammar? I most certainly did post that. I did. I posted closure. Before subjectively circling SHIT and using my picture on your trash page? Or are you just a coward who can't talk to women? Now I see there must be some sort of, dare I say, just a guess, some sort of trauma in the past from this person towards the male gender. Maybe. I don't know. That's what it seems like. Anyways. Because in there, you can look at any public communication that I have, video regarding this or anything like that. I'm not, the most I go towards name calling is calling them a Russell J. Gould cult follower. That's about it. I don't get personal with it. I don't use cuss words and things like that. But anyways, just to put this out there, which if you're a regular viewer of this channel, you will know that this is the way Russell J. Gould followers and supporters act. This is the language they use. This is the approach they have. It's very bullying, oriented. Whether it's a female or a male, whatever. They come through and act like this, behave in this way. So anyways, I see this, I'm aware of it. I post some things in my story tagging them. And the funny part about it is they actually block me. They block me. Even though I have not contacted them, I have not responded to any messages or even seen any messages at that point. The only thing I've done is put a screenshot up publicly auditing their grammar, and then they block me. Which, I mean, we could stop right there and you would pretty much be able to guess the rest of the story. So then on my YouTube channel, I posted the same grammar lesson, you know, the screenshot of the profile with the circles on it, and also the video giving closure as to why I circled those mistakes and how to correct them and so on and so forth. And as you can see, this person on YouTube is also called Commander Lace. Commander. Okay? And they say, wow, dude, cult follower. So instead of communicating directly like a true man, you go behind my back like a little immature boy and pick apart my stuff instead of actually targeting truly harmful people like child abusers at the Vatican and DC. So again, you know, it's a little dialed down than the direct message that they sent me. They've toned it back a bit, but now they, in addition to the ad hominem logical fallacy, they've now introduced a red herring. So let's, instead of talking about the grammar, instead of looking at my mistakes, let's look at the Vatican. Here, don't look at this. Look at this over here. That's basically what it amounts to. And that's what happens when people don't have closure and they don't have a position which to talk from as far as this grammar goes. Because I'm talking about grammar. I don't know what they're talking about. And I didn't take anything personally. I took it offensively that you are that pathetic, weak, and cowardly. Okay, so I disagree because people choose to be offended by stuff. I can choose to be offended by something I see on the internet. It's a choice. And if someone has that strong of a knee-jerk reaction, then that tells me that they are not a steward of their emotions, that their emotions are a steward of them. Or to put it a different way, they are controlled by external forces rather than having control of the way that they navigate and how they respond. That's just from my experience in life in general, and also especially regarding these people, the Russell J. Gould supporters. You do not contract with me. You have no authorization to using my digital material without my consent. That's not true. And that's why they can't do anything about it, because it's a public profile page. So now they're throwing straw men into the mix. This is casual quantum, and I already addressed what I typed the grammar that I do. Why I typed the grammar that I do. Well, I don't know about that. I didn't get the address to that. But I have heard this word casual quantum before because I was in communication with a gentleman named Gordon-Michael Schiller many years ago. And they were contacting me not quite as rude as this individual. Matter of fact, not nearly as rude as this individual. But they were very pushy and wanting to know why I was doing what I was doing, to stop doing it, meaning teaching or whatever it was that he thought I was doing wrong. And as usual, I turned it back and questioned him on his grammar, saying that his sentence is not correct forwards and backwards. It's with the positional concatenation. And that each word, each fact that you have in your correct sentence structure must have a finite mean in your dictionary. And he responded, he was using lazy, casual quantum grammar, which blew my mind. Okay? Because isn't that what the fiction is? Anyways, it's clear you do not do good business. You are a lost soul, broken glass. You are egotistical and arrogant. You're probably desperate to get someone to like you so that you can make some sort of money off of some sucker who falls for your con crap. Okay, this run-on sentence is a bit much here, but let's address some of the psychological things in the sentence. They're saying that I'm egotistical and arrogant. I mean, that's their perception. Whatever they, that's their view of me. I have no say in that, really. And again, I don't take any of this personally. It doesn't really matter to me what they think, because I concentrate on the grammar. And desperate to get someone to like you. Again, you know, it doesn't really matter to me whether someone likes me or not. Ultimately, like, it doesn't affect me how I do things. I do things whether people like me or don't like me. I do them the same. You can make some sort of money off some sucker. Actually, what I do and have been doing for the last 9 years is teaching correct sentence structure, communication, parsing, syntax, grammar workshops to hundreds of folks all over the earth. And I have over 1,000 plus free videos on this channel. There are no charges or fees for what I do. Okay? All the videos are free, so again, they're throwing out red herrings and straw men. Just write out lies, you know, flat out lies, which these people also do. They're not afraid to flat out lie. Like when they said that one of those people were saying that I was somebody else from like somewhere over in Europe or something, Denmark or something. They were saying that I was this other person. Like me and this other person were the same individual. It was some crazy off the wall cloning type nutso schizoid stuff, which you get that sometimes from these people. Even though you just stole chief technology and you lost your flag authorization. This individual, again, making assumptions and presumptions because they don't really know, I guess, who I am, and that's fine. They don't have to know who I am. But they're going into all this other stuff rather than addressing the mistakes in their grammar, which is all I was doing. Now, I say that lightly because I know that when I do something like that, someone like this, who's from Russell J. Gould's cult followers, is going to just fly off the handle, most likely. Right? It's just how far the handle are they going to fly? Pretty far, obviously. As I've explained ad nauseum over and over and over again, the 1 by 1.9 grammar flag, anyone is authorized to use it if they have closure on the correct sentence structure, communication, parser, syntax, grammar, technology. You can safely use that flag on your documents if you know how to syntax, parse, and create a mathematically certified correct sentence structure. Because Russell J. Gould and David-WYNN Miller have always said authority comes from knowledge. So if you have closure on that knowledge, you can use it. That's the way it's always been. Always. And if you want to believe something else, that's up to you. I mean, that's fine. But the minute that I had closure on the grammar, I had authorization to use that flag, and I've used it over and over again with 100% success in my document contract postal vessel court venues, in my federal postal courts that I created. Not anyone else's, mine. Okay? And I have all the necessary documents for this. Just so you know. And the technology that she's talking about that Russell J. Gould uses and the technology that I use are completely different, because what Russell J. Gould uses is adverb, verb, adjective, pronoun, fiction, babble. It's not correct sentence structure. I have shown that. And he himself has shown it. He doesn't call it correct sentence structure, communication, parsing, syntax, grammar. He calls it correct sentence structure, communication, parsing, syntax, grammar, performance. Not only that, I've seen flags on his documents that have spires on them, which, as David and Russell will both tell you, it negates the constitution of the flag. So it's no longer a correct sentence structure flag. It's something different. Where is your flag? I don't have a flag. I use the 1 by 1.9 flag, but I don't own it. I'm a steward. I don't own anything. I'm a steward. Okay? I've clocked and filed this. You can either be a man and stop and correct. Stop and correct what? What's there to correct? Where's the mistake? What mistake did I make in criticizing your fictitious conveyance of grammar? Egocentric trap, like broken, pathetic glass that you are, you're hypocritical, because what kind of person doesn't do a stop and correct first directly to the individual, even if there was something wrong, before they steal their material? Oh, so there's a hint. They didn't want this to be public. They didn't want to be, I guess they got embarrassed. And see, that's why I always say to cultivate humility. All right. I've seen people take my stuff and talk all kinds of shit about me. Do you think that I file copyright strikes? Do you think that I react to it? Most times I don't. Matter of fact, I can't think of a time when I have, except for that Stephen Temple guy. So, I mean, that sounds like a personal issue for them. Had nothing to do with the grammar, nothing to do with me. This is why you are a pirate on the pirate list and no one likes you. No one likes me. Maybe no one they know likes me. You do not know how to connect with people on a base level and your business is shady, sloppy, immature, petty AF. And the funny thing is you think you're on something here. You're not low for the 24-hour timeline. Guess what, folks? Many hours past 24 hours have gone by. Over 72 hours have gone by. Guess what's happened? Absolutely nothing. Also, to clarify, since you do not claim your word terms and are subjectively talking from your ass, I don't know what this individual is talking about. What I'm communicating, everything that I've used to communicate has been adverb, verb, adjective, pronoun. Why would anyone need to claim those terms? See, this is why I say these folks just don't have closure on correct sentence structure or the concepts that go into it. The only time I would claim a word term is if I was writing correct sentence structure, because I do have a dictionary with over 2,000 terms in it, correct sentence structure, and a styles manual written in correct sentence structure. So, but that's not what this is. This is knowledge cultivation. Russell's not my guru, and I'm not in a cult. That's why you call him chief, isn't it? Truth is my main value and priority, and I respect an actual true man who is true to his word and has courage. Okay. Okay. I respect Russell and what he did when no one was looking. Unlike a lot of males, he's a true man instead of being a little arrogant drama starting boy like Jason, who is very indirect, no communication, just as a slippery lizard-like pickpocket pirate who doesn't want to take accountability. I don't respect you, Jason. I think you are now wise or mature. I think you are now wise or mature, and your actions show this. So they don't respect me, but suddenly in the next breath, I'm now wise and mature, and my actions show this. Well, thank you. Thank you for ending it on a positive note, Commander Lace. I do appreciate that, even though I know you won't see this because you've blocked me, which is fine. I go by 3 principles: the balance of the honor and the grace, the position of peace and neutrality, and the maintenance of Rule 1, Rule Equal. Something that these folks don't seem to understand or cognize or have closure on. So that's about it. This is the last video I'm going to do after that public notice, but I just wanted to put this out there so that it's on public record. And because these comments are public, the Instagram story was public, and the profile picture with the circles on it, that's also public. So all of this is public. They made it public. The private messages that they sent me, well, the one message they sent that I didn't see, they screenshotted it and published it on their public page in their story because I was able to see it. So they actually are a hypocrite. Even though I didn't see the message, it was supposed to be private, right? So what more proof do you need about these folks? Probably not much. That's why I'm going to kind of stay away from it and move on to some more interesting and positive performance things. Thanks for watching. Que sera, sera.